Hello everyone, my name is Vimal Raj. I'm a lecturer from Mechanical Department from Gems Polytechnic College. So today we're going to see on the unit number 5, that is solid waste management, and this is lecture number 24. And the topic that we're going to discuss today is treatment and disposal of nuclear waste. So this is from the subject called Environmental and Pollution Control, and this subject code is 1625503. So the content that we're going to discuss is treatment and disposal of nuclear waste and greenhouse effect and acid rain. So treatment and disposal of nuclear waste. That means what? Before disposal, nuclear waste needs to be in solid form and resistant to leaching. So basically, if the nuclear waste has to be disposed, means the nuclear waste has to be in a solid form. So without the nuclear waste is not without a solid form, means we cannot dispose it. So we need to dispose it, means it has to be in the solid form, so that only it can be disposed. And packaging should be appropriate to the waste, and it's disposable. So basically the package should be in appropriate condition, so that it should not have any leakage or spilling like that, because if suppose it spills, means it would cause a radiation that creates a major problem. So we have to make sure that the package is really appropriate, and the package should be in a good condition, so that nothing can happen. And high activity waste requires shielding. So basically, if the nuclear waste is having a high activity, that is high radiation emitting uh, source, means it has to be required a shielding, so that only then they can go and we can dispose it. So the next one is the incineration and compaction. Incineration, we all know that the combustible elements of both radioactive and other waste can be incinerated to reduce volume. So incineration of many kinds of hazardous waste. Basic incineration is nothing but burning till the subject becomes ash. So that is what the incineration is all about. So incineration is very important. So this incineration of many kind of hazardous waste like waste oils, solvents, and non-hazardous waste like municipal waste, biomass, tires, sewage, sludges is practiced in many countries subject to emission limits. So in the case of radioactive waste, it has been used for the treatment of LLW for nuclear power plants, fuel production facilities, research centers such as biomedical researches, the medical sector, and waste treatment facilities. So this is how the incubation process happens. So basically it will be like a furnace wherein which a burner will be there, a burner will be there, a burner will be there, so that from that point it goes to the it goes like this, and it goes to the furnace wherein which the wind box, wherein which the wind will be blown up. So in that it will be making that particular waste into ash. So after that, this the once the waste is being made as ash, it will be emitting some gases, right? So these gases being collected from here, from this area it will be collected. So this is how the incineration process works. Compact compaction. Compaction is a straightforward means of reducing waste volume and is used for processing many solid industrial. So low force compaction is typically applied to the compression of bags of rubbish in order to facilitate packaging for transport either to a waste treatment facility where further compaction might be carried out, or to a storage disposal facility. So compaction is nothing but making the waste more dense. Dense in the sense, compacting is like wherever the space is there. So in the previous video, I would have mentioned clearly. what compaction is all about. The diagram the diagram will be like this. You see the diagram like this, and so many materials will be like this. Small materials will be there like this. The materials will be there. The clear form of things. So compaction is like this, making giving only less space. See here the space is more, right? See, you could see the space. The space is very more, but here the space is very less. So this is called the compaction. Okay. So see the diagram is clean. So this is called the compacted. Compacted means no spaces will be there, where in which all the elements, all the materials, all the things will be compacted together. So that it can be dense. Dense means it should be having a more rigid. I mean, more solid form. More solid form. Okay. So that is called the compaction. So this is how the process will be happening. So these waste materials will be reduced in volumes and is used for solid industry. So basically this will be reduced and it will be compacted. So where in which so this is the white space is nothing but the air, and this is the water, and this is the soil particles. So this is the soil particles. So this is the soil particles. This is the soil particles, and this is the water area. You can see from the picture itself. So this is how the compaction works. Cementation. So basically, this technology is being used in the immobilization of many toxic and hazardous waste that arises outside the nuclear industry and has the potential to be used in many more cases. In some cases, bitumen is the matrix material. So basically, cementation is nothing but these are the materials which will be more hazardous. I mean, it is very more toxic and it is more hazardous because these are the things will be coming outside of the nuclear industry. So there is a nuclear industry around that area. You could see this things. So this is cementation technique is nothing but is used to the immobilization of many toxic and hazardous waste. So that arises outside the nuclear industry, and it has the potential that it can be used in many more cases. So one more definition I want to give, that cementation involves ions carried in the groundwater chemically precipitate, precipitating to form new crystalline materials between the sedimentary grains. The new pore filling minerals from bridges between original sediment grain, thereby building together. So cementation is nothing but it's a cementation in geology, hardening and welding of clastic sediments, those formed from the pre-existing rocks. So by precipitation of mineral matter in the pore spaces, it is a last stage in the formation of a sediment rock. So this is how the process works. So cementation is nothing but it's a geology hardening and welding of plastic sediments, those formed from the pre-existing rock fragments. By the precipitation of mineral matters in the pore spaces, it is the last stage in the formation of a sedimentary rock. And cementation involves ions carried in groundwater chemically precipitating to form new crystalline materials between sedimentary grains. The new pore filling minerals from bridges between original sediment grains, thereby binding them together. So this is called the sedimentation process. Next one is the greenhouse effect. So the greenhouse effect is a natural process that warms the Earth's surface when the sun's energy reaches the Earth's atmosphere. Some of it is reflected back to space and the rest is absorbed and re-radiated by greenhouse gases. So greenhouse gases is nothing but it's a natural process where which the sun's energy reaches the Earth's atmosphere. So some of it will be reflected. So the greenhouse effect is a process by which radiation from A planet's atmosphere warms the planet's surface to a temperature above what it would be without this atmosphere. So light energy emitted by the sun warms the Earth's surface, which reflects the energy as a heat that warms the atmosphere. Much of the heat is captured by greenhouse gas molecules such as water, carbon dioxide, and methane. So this is the best example. This definition. So greenhouse gas includes water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxides, ozone, and some artificial chemicals such as chlorofluorocarbon. So basically, greenhouse is nothing but uh, when the sun emits the rays, when the sun's energy reaches the Earth's atmosphere. So when the sun's energy reaches the Earth's atmosphere, some of them will be reflected back to space. Some will be absorbed. Okay, some will be absorbed by the greenhouse gas. So that's greenhouse effect. So that it makes that affected. I mean, it absorbs and it gives the water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and different chemicals, artificial chemicals. First one is solar radiation reaches the Earth's atmosphere. Some of this is reflected back into space. The rest of the sun's energy is absorbed by the land and the ocean, hitting the Earth. Heat radiates from Earth towards space. Some of this heat is trapped by greenhouse gas and the atmosphere, keeping the Earth warm enough to sustain life. Human activities such as burning fossil fuel, agriculture, and land clearings are increasing the amount of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere. So basically, these gases are very harmful because these things will be absorbed by the greenhouse and it will be emitting in different gases such as like chlorofluorocarbon, methane, carbon dioxide, so which is very bad for the atmosphere. Basically, this causes a greater pollution. So this is a trapping extra heat and causing the Earth's temperature to rise. So the greenhouse effect is a natural process that warms Earth's surface. Since already we have seen it. So this is the greenhouse effect. So basically, some of the solar radiation will be coming from the sun, which will be falling directly on the Earth's surface, and some will be reflected back. Okay, some of the infrared radiation passes through the atmosphere. Some is absorbed and re-emitted in all directions by the greenhouse gas molecules. The effect of this is to warm the Earth's surface and lower the atmosphere. So basically, because of this greenhouse gas, the Earth's it increases the Earth's surface. That is the temperature. I mean, it will warm the Earth's surface and it will reduce the atmosphere. So most radiation is absorbed by the Earth's surface and it makes it warm. So this infrared radiation is emitted by the Earth's surface. So some which will be absorbed and some which will be re-emitted. The greenhouse gas responsible for the green effects are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, ozone. The following are harmful effects of greenhouse effect. It is global warming. So because of the greenhouse effect, the main thing is global warming because the Earth's temperature will be totally increasing. Because of that, global warming is happening. And you know what? The radiation that comes from the sun will be falling on the ozone layer, so which will be reflected and which will be going off. But something will be coming inside, right? So these will be absorbed by the greenhouse gases, and they will be re-emitting those gases. So when they re-emit this gas, it goes to different directions, so which causes a global warming and climatic changes. And because of this greenhouse gas, what happens is there are major climatic changes happening. That's the reason most of the states, most of the cities not having the proper climatic change. So during the winter time, there won't be any winter. Only summer will be continuing, and there will be monsoon. So these things happens because of the greenhouse gas, ozone depletion. So it also causes from the inner side, because we all know that, right? Because of the ozone layer it's getting depleted. Because of that, only the global warming is increasing. So from this greenhouse effect, there are some harmful effects. So there are some harmful effects. There are some harmful effects. So which will be causing the chlorofluorocarbon, methane, carbon dioxide. Which are these are the things. Uh, these are the things will go and will hit the ozone layer, so that it makes the ozone layer to be depleted. Okay. Sea level rise up basically because of the temperature change and the global warming. The icebergs and all the mountain ranges, wherever the snows, all those things, they will be starting to melt, and because of that the sea level is increasing. And next is adverse effect on the biodiversity also. Acid rain. So acid rain or acid deposition is a broad term that includes any form of precipitation that with acidic components such as sulfuric or nitric acid that falls to the ground from the atmosphere in wet or dry form. This can be include rain, snow, fog, hail, or even dust that is acidic. So basically, because of this acidic rain, we will be getting rain, right? Along with that, the acid rain also will fall. So when it falls, it has this acidic condition wherein sulfuric or nitric acid will be mixed in that. So when it falls on the Earth's surface, what happens is it will kill the crops, and even people who are exposed to this acid rain, they might face some skin issues, and maybe if it's more dangerous, it will lead to skin cancer. So effects of acid rains are effect on aquatic environment, because when this acid rain mixes in the water, basically it kills the organism which lives under the water, because the acidic condition will totally change the water's condition, and because of that, all the organisms will live living under the water will be killed. And effects on forests, because of this acid rain, all the crops will be destroyed. Likewise, the trees, plants, all those things will also be destroyed. There's an effects on soil. So we all know what is the condition of acidic rain. So when it falls on the surface of the soil, it really kills the fertility. Because of that, so many things might happen in the soil, so that because of that the soil's condition will be changing, and because of that, even if we plant also, we will not get the roots. Vegetation covers and plantation. So I was telling that crop killing. So basically, we kill the crops. Effects on architecture and building. Because of the acid rain, we could all see that in Agra, the Taj Mahal is there. Initially, the Taj Mahal was white in color, but now if you go and see it, the color is changed. Like it's like a greenish color will be there. It's because of the acid rain. So effect on architecture and buildings are enormous on this acid rains. The effect on public health, as I said, public health also plays a major role, because people who are exposed to this acid rains might face some problem. So with that, we are just concluding the topics on this. We studied about the treatment and disposal of nuclear waste, and also studied about what is greenhouse effect and acid rain. These are the reference. Thank you guys for seeing this video. So we already covered all the topics. So if suppose any topic is left, we will cover in that video. Thank you.